Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents Transformers Friday from the Toy Box Edition. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon Clones 2-pack. Let's get into it! Let's take a look at the figures and their only accessory, well, the figures in alt mode and their only accessory, which is the handy dandy instruction manual. And if I recall correctly, these guys were Target exclusive, and it was they weren't very hard to get. Transformers Generations WFC E30, so they were part of Earthrise, which it says right there, Transformers Earthrise War for Cybertron Trilogy 8 and up. Wingspan and Pounce. Then on the inside of the instructions, first we have Wingspan. Then on the other side we have Pounce. So nicely illustrated, very clear, no blurring. Retain instructions for future reference. Always wise. Now let's take a look at Wingspan first, which I think is the more interesting of the two. And there's a top view of him. I just like the colors here, and I mean just the colors all over. It's very, very cool looking. There's a view from the back, and there's a side view and front view. We already got a top view, so here's the bottom view. And yes, there is some visible fist syndrome there. And there you see his, I guess, clone logo that shows he turns into a bird, and there's his Decepticon logo and some kind of hashtag number and a stamped in number as well. But you know, overall, again, I think he's the more interesting looking of the two. And it's got a little paint app there for the eye as well. And lots of nice little molded details in this one. And I would say this is a pretty good looking bird mode. Pounce is an okay looking cat type mode, and it's okay. Again, not the more interesting of the two. Colors are the same. And, you know, the main parts of the body are the same as well. You know, we've got a little bit of articulation here and here and here. And this is mainly due to transformation. Nothing really at the head. And I guess you could make the tail up and down a little bit. And as far as Wingspan's articulation goes, you know, he's got a little bit of flapping here. It doesn't do a whole lot here, just because of the way it's transformed, and the legs do move a little bit. So you can make some perch stuff posing, I suppose, but really and truly, you know, not a lot going on in their alt modes. The arms and or his legs in the front will go all the way around. And there's a side view of it. I'll try to get my fat fingers out of the way. So nice little paint app there for the eye. And then on the underside, you can see his clone logo. Shows he turns into a cat of some kind. And there's his Decepticon logo. And from the rear, from the other side, forward and top-down views. Again, you know, he's okay. And just like the Biosphera Autobot Clone 2-pack, you know, these guys are from an earlier Transformers line, I do believe. And so they're not, you know, they don't 100% quite fit in with the rest of the War for Cybertron trilogy, but, you know, they're not the worst Transformers I've ever looked at. So, but there you have it, my friends, a look at the figures in their alt modes. It's time for alt mode comparisons, and here we have the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon Clones 2-pack of Pounce and Wingspan, with the Amazon exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Galactic Odyssey Collection Biosphera Autobot clones of Cloudraker and Fastlane. For our final set of alt mode comparisons, here we have the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon Clones 2-pack of Pounce and Wingspan, with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee, and the Amazon exclusive Generation Selects War for Cybertron Trilogy Leader class Alternate Universe Optimus Prime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the comedy portion of our program, where I attempt to transform these two Transformers, and let me see if I can even remember how to do it. So I think first of all, you take Pounce's tail, because we'll start with Pounce, and you flip it up like that, and then that piece kind of just flips up like that. Straighten the legs out, and you can see his toes are already there. And then you take the cat legs and fold them in, and it becomes either the toes or the heel spur. I can't tell which one it is at this point. I think it's the toes. So the heel spurs were on the back. So, and then again with this leg, you do the same thing, flip it in, and the joints are a little bit loose. No, actually, I think these are the heel spurs, because I think you spin the legs around like this toward the front. That seems logical to me. Fold these arms up, then you can turn these on that joint here, and then rotate the arms, because it has a cut right here with a mushroom peg. And you don't have to do anything with the hands because they're already out. And then as far as the head goes, or the cat head, it just flips all the way back like that. And then you spin the robot head around. And there we have Pounce all transformed. And we'll take a closer look at him in the next segment. Now, as far as Pounce goes, Wingspan, you fold the ends of the wings up, and it's on a double hinge right here, and it just folds up like that. The tail piece goes up like this, and let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's got these hinges right here, and you just kind of straighten the legs up. And they do tab in right here and right here. And once you get those legs straightened out, you just move those hinges in and straighten the legs up. There. Just make sure you get them right. Got that. Then we can move the arms, and you see these tabbed pieces, or the pieces where the wings tab in, they go to the back as the arms go to the sides, and rotate it so the fists are up front, and then I put the legs, I twisted them backwards, they go this way. You have to watch out because that one likes to adjust on that mushroom peg itself. And then just like Pounce, the bird head flips down and the robot head spins around. And there we have Wingspan. And there we have Pounce. And they're all transformed, my friends. Let's take a look at the figures in their robot mode, and there's not a lot of difference going on here. It's mostly the same. But let's start out. We'll start out with Pounce, and I have to say, you know, he's got some nice paint apps in there for the eyes, it looks like, and then nice silver on the face. Again, there's his Puma logo or cat, whatever kind of cat he is, and then Decepticon logo in the crotch. So what a great place to have your faction logo, right? So, and then he's got these stripes right here, and the majority of this doesn't seem like it, you know, very many paint apps. Looks like a paint app for the fists and maybe on the legs here. And you know, on the back, again, these aren't the greatest alt modes or robot modes or alt modes. I mean, they're okay. And as far as the articulation goes, the head will do the full exorcist. It's a little bit tight at the shoulders. Arms will go out 90 degrees, and then you will get, you know, if these animal legs, cat legs, weren't getting in the way, you'd get a 360 degree rotation there. And you can get it around there. You just have to fight with it a little bit. Then ball and hinge. Well, even before we get to the ball and hinge, there is a mushroom peg here in the upper bicep, and it does swivel around 360 degrees, and that's mostly for transformation. At the elbow, it is on a ball joint, and it's tight. It will swivel around 360 degrees, but I can't get a hold of the upper part enough to hold on to it. So, but it will swivel around, and you get that much bend. Nothing at the waist, and then at the hips, he gives you. Let's see if you get the arms out of the way. He gives you the splits plus because that part comes undone. So, yeah, it's still the splits plus. And then he kicks forward that far, which is a lot. And then back that far, which is okay. This piece really gets in the way. Cut at the upper thigh on a mushroom peg. It does give you 360 degrees of rotation. And then at the knee, you get approximately a 90 degree bend there. And then really at the toes, there really is no toe tilt or anything like that. No ankle tilt. Rocker, whatever you want to call that. So there's a look at Pounce. Wingspan is pretty much the same. The deco on the face and the eyes. The logo here is different, of course, but the Decepticon logo is the same. It's got the same little paint apps here on the legs and the fists, and the stripes right here. And then, you know, different than Pounce, the wings are folded up on the sides of the legs, and then, you know, you've got the bird claws kind of sticking out. And so again, the robot modes on these are okay. I prefer Wingspan in his alt mode. So he gets that same full exorcist at the neck, same 360 degrees rotation at the shoulder, although it's much easier. Arm comes out approximately 90 degrees. That same mushroom peg at the upper bicep, same ball hinge at the elbow gives you that much bend. Nothing at the waist. At the hips, he gives you, if I can get the arms out of the way, he does give you the full splits. Well, it looks like just the full splits, but it's plus as well, just by a slight margin. So he kicks forward that far. He kicks back that far. A little bit more than Pounce, but this piece does get in the way right there. That same upper thigh rotation, and at the knee it's on a hinge, and it gives you just shy of 90 degrees. Nothing at the ankles, so no tilt, no rocker, nothing like that. Well, that, my friends, does it for a look at the Decepticon clones in their robot modes. It's time for my favorite part of a Transformers review, robot mode comparisons. And here we have the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon clones, Wingspan and Pounce, with the Amazon exclusive War for Cybertron Trilogy Galactic Odyssey Collection Biosphera Autobot clones, Fastlane and Cloudraker. For our final set of robot mode comparisons, here we have the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon clones Wingspan and Pounce, with the Transformers Titans Returns Legends class Bumblebee, and the Walmart exclusive Netflix War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Leader class Optimus Prime. For final thoughts on the Target exclusive Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Earthrise Decepticon Clone 2-pack of Pounce and Wingspan, I have to say, this set really doesn't strike me as it should have been an exclusive anywhere. Just like the Autobot clone, the Biosphera Autobot clones, it doesn't strike me that these should have been exclusives. They're very minimal all the way around. Minimal transformations, the bare minimum on robot mode, the bare minimum on the alt mode. And so it just seems like compared to the rest of the War for Cybertron trilogy, these guys just seem like they don't fit in. And I do believe that's because they were previously released maybe as Legends class figures in the Earth Wars or Prime Wars trilogy, whichever you prefer to call it. But, Prime Masters and Titans Returns, or I said Prime Masters, Power of the Primes, Titans Returns, and Combiner Wars. So I think these guys were, if they weren't in that line, then they were planned maybe for that line and designed for that line. But, aesthetically, they really fit in more with that line rather than the War for Cybertron trilogy. And that's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I just, I would have preferred something a little bit newer and maybe a little bit better. But it just seems like these guys kind of missed the mark for being an exclusive somewhere. They're a little minimalistic for something like that. But that's my opinion. Of course, your mileage may vary. But these guys, I have to say, I do think the alt modes are a little bit better than the Autobot clones. Maybe Wingspan a little more than Pounce. Pounce is just kind of meh. And I think Wingspan, out of the 4 clones that we've gotten, that Wingspan is probably the best alt mode out of those. Now, as far as the robot modes go, they're all about the same. At least in my opinion. Your mileage, of course, may vary. But, you know, if you miss these guys, don't be too upset. It's not... You know, you didn't miss a whole lot. And I think if you watched the review all the way through, you'll kind of see that. They're not the greatest. Well, that does it for the review. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. If you are interested in supporting my channel further, I am now offering memberships at various tiers. Click the join button on my YouTube page or check this video's description for the link and see if any membership offers are right for you, but only if you are in a position to do so. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you would like to see more content or just help the channel grow, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.